Good morning. Time once again for another installment of Trust Matters, Real Estate and Estate Planning Solutions with Gateville Law Firm's Sean Robertson. They're in Yorkville and online at gatevillelawfirm.com. And Sean is with us via the phone lines this morning. How are we doing, Sean?
Doing well. How are you doing today, Mike?
Doing all right. Today we have a topic about estate planning for rural property owners, and a story with someone in Leland that we're going to hear about today. But what's the overall topic that we're focusing on here with estate planning for rural property owners?
Yeah, so one of the things we've noticed with our customers coming from like Sandwich, Somunic, Leland, is there's a lot more vacant land, and so sometimes there's been some title problems that we've identified during the estate planning process, and we've been able to help clean things up. So I think there's a lot more issues like that people don't realize because maybe, their aunt, uncle gave them a quitclaim deed or, did a deed without a title company. And sometimes there's been issues that are easy to resolve during somebody's lifetime, whereas if somebody dies, sometimes it just complicates things.
So people might have a lot that they have or a few acres or what have you. What's the importance of estate planning for families like this?
It's important because if you do the trust, you avoid probate court. And equally important, a lot of times when the parents are alive or the people are alive, it's easier to fix a problem because they know where the document is, or they may be able to help us solve the problem. So that's kind of the point where it's just easier to solve a problem when somebody's alive versus when they die.
And we've got a couple we mentioned from Leland that you wanted to highlight with their story.
Yeah, so, I'm just using stories. I'm going to call them Susan and Mark. They're a couple in their 60s. They just live outside of Leland. They've lived in their property for over 30 years. It's a modest home on several wooded acres, and Mark inherited from his uncle. But here's the thing, they never got a proper deed transfer, and the property was never formally titled in Mark's name. So one of the things we discovered in the estate planning process is that there was a title issue, and now we can kind of do something to clean the issue up.
Yeah, so if something happens to Mark, what happens then?
There could be a probate issue, and it could involve some people and family members that they didn't really think about, or could even be some strangers involved. So it's easier to clean these issues up now while Susan and Mark are alive, Mike.
Yeah, so what were some of the things that you guys at Gateville Law Firm were able to do for them?
Yeah, so we were able to do the proper. We were able to set up the property records, able to get somebody to sign off on the deed, and we're able to clean things up, which is without court involvement, which I think is important.
Yeah, we've mentioned that many times. You don't want to be in court. You're working with family in situations like this, and someone has passed away, so you're already going through that grief and distress. And then to throw court on top of that, you can really have some nice peace of mind if you work ahead of all this and get it all mapped out.
Yeah, and one thing we do is we combine our estate planning and real estate background, which I think is important because we've noticed that people, especially out in the rural areas, there's been a little bit more title problems that we've noticed other than like places like Yorkville and Oswego. So it's just kind of unique in just kind of what we're seeing.
Yeah, so we probably have plenty of listeners that are in these areas. What would your message be to them if they have delayed putting all of this stuff in motion?
Yeah, my message to them is, let's get to it, and we can help you if there is an issue, but don't take it for granted, especially if somebody in your family just deeded the property to you or your spouse or your loved one. Sometimes there's some issues that you may not that you may not realize.
Well, people can certainly get in touch with Gateville Law Firm, whether they talk to you, Sean, or members of your team. You guys are the ones that have all of the answers to these tough questions and can guide them through what can be a complicated process.
Absolutely, Mike. We're happy to help people, and my team can definitely help people.
That's Sean Robertson. The show is called Trust Matters, Real Estate and Estate Planning Solutions. Everyone at Gateville Law Firm is standing by waiting to get your call at 630-780 1034, or go online at gatevillelawfirm.com. They are located in Yorkville. Join us again next time for another installment of Trust Matters Real Estate and Estate Planning Solutions.